Everyone, today I'm going to explain you code for index.html of lab 4. So index.html consists of web page title, group member information, lab description, and link for table. So first of all, I have created repository, and then after I had clone it by using git clone. Then after I'm going to explain you code for index.html. Here I have written title tag for lab 4 for the web page title, and in body tag I have mentioned title of the page, that is index, which is between center tag and h1 tag. Then after I had used unordered tag, in which I had mentioned group 8 and also lab description. Within unordered list I had again created unordered list, and here I have mentioned type is equal to circle. There are various kind of types like square, disk. Again in list, li consists of list. I had written group members information, which consists of group members name as well as group members ID. And again I had given UL tag, which type consists of square, which displays square symbol. Then after I had described lab description, I had here mentioned very small description of lab by using pre tag. And lastly, I had created link for table.html by using anchor tag, and HR is for horizontal line. So output of index.html is here. Lastly, I have added this file by using git add star, which will add all the file. Then I had passed a message by using git commit -m, that is I had committed it, create index.html, and lastly I push the file by using git push. So further code will be explained by my another group member. Thank you.
Hello guys, myself Chintan Trivedi, and now I'm gonna explain style.css. Like in this, I included a body tag which contains this color, and in font family I included two fonts. If the Vertana is not applicable on some computers, then the sans serif font applied. So that's why I mentioned two fonts there. Then I included a font size and what that width and margin auto does together. Like I mentioned a width 90%, so it will like margin the overall screen into a 90%, and margin auto means that it will separately, like it will automatically distribute same amount on the both side, left and right. And also I also mentioned a margin top 2%. The same color thing I applied in h1 tag, and I have given a border 2 pixel, and the font size is for h1 tag it's a 36 pixel that I mentioned, and text align is center, which allocate a text into the center of the screen. Then in the paragraph tag also I mentioned the color, the specific color with the hash, and then the all other codes are of table.html. In this I mention a tr tag. Whenever I just move the pointer to the table row, then the background color will be changed to light cyan. And also I have given a table heading a bold, font weight bold, so it will make a text in the bold texture, and table data is a lighter than the table heading. Then I have mentioned the padding 5 pixel to the table data and table heading both. And it also contain, because I mentioned, my friend mentioned the ID in the JavaScript file, so here I have included a hash, and in that I included opacity 0.7 and cursor to the pointer. And also I included a color in the color error ID to the red color. Thank you so much.
So hi everyone, after my friend Chaitali Rahol worked on the index file for index.html file, I started working on the JavaScript file. This is the JavaScript file, the code that I've written, and there are some variables. This is the count variable, which counts the total number of elements or rows that have been inserted into the table, and this is the hard-coded data that I'm going to insert in the table at runtime when the page load is. And this is the refresh table function, which adds the data to the table or updates the table after deleting the row or inserting new data in it. So this inner HTML property just defines the code or the tags that should be inside that HTML ID table. This ID is actually here. This is the T body, the body of the table which we want to insert the data in, and these 4 columns are inserted when the page loads because that's when we call this function. And this is the output for the file. I'll just copy this file's path and open it up, and this is the pre-coded data, hard-coded data. Now I can click this button to delete this first row, and accordingly all the rows are deleted as I click all those buttons. And that functionality works because we have inserted a function here, delete row, which when we click on that image, it runs the function delete row. This delete row function actually takes in the index of that particular element, and then according to that index we actually splice the array. Splice is used to remove any element from the array. Here I means the index of the element, and 1 means that we want to remove one element from that point onward, and then it again refreshes the table so that we can see the change table. And whenever the user clicks on, after choosing all the files and inserting all the values, when the user clicks on the add button, this function runs, which inserts the data into the table. Here I am validating the input in order to get all the values correctly. If there is any empty space inside any of the values, then it returns this error, please add all the required files, or else it pushes that particular data into the data variable that we have created here, and then we refresh the table in order to see the changes. So I'll just show you. If I have not written anything here, if I click on add, this is shown. This error basically shows that we have not entered the values. Now I'll just select a random file and insert some data in it, and a developer here for an salary of 60,000, and click add, and this row is added to the table. Now we can delete it as well. So this is how it basically works. Now my friend Chintan will take over and explain the CSS code written for this assignment.